Welcome back, everyone, to our Making It Fun Career Mode series in NASCAR Heat 3. So where we left off is we were simulating some races in our first Cup season. We were very fortunate, I assume, because we won the Xfinity Championship to get offered a ride with Stewart-Haas, and boy, has that paid dividends. If you look at the top of the screen, we currently have just over $32 million in our bank account. And we already know that we needed approximately $4.5 million to start our team. So we look to be in great position to start our team next season. Now, a couple of notes before we move on. Simulating the races with Stewart-Haas, you can see we're in 17th place here in the top right-hand corner as we come down to the final race at Homestead for each of the three series that we're running. We were one position out of making the playoffs. Only one position. And I found that very interesting. And of course, that's kind of what you would expect with a five-star team such as Stewart-Haas. You would expect to do pretty good, maybe even a bit better than that and actually make the playoffs. But I was perfectly fine with where we were. We're 17th place, and that is certainly nothing to laugh at. So now let's go ahead and take care of Homestead Miami in each of the three series. We'll get started preparing and then, of course, simulating these races. And then we will be starting our Cup team for the next season. So let's go ahead and adjust our work plan. This will probably be our last race in the Truck Series, and I will probably only run the Cup and Xfinity Series from now on, just to get rid of some of the time that it takes to go through and set up these trucks. So let's see, looks like we're already, we're already as good as we can be on arrows, so no need to really do anything there. And I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and prepare a Speedway chassis just in case I change my mind on running trucks next year, but I don't think I will. All right, let's go ahead and start our work plan. Let these guys get busy with that. Bay number 3, 90, 95, and 90. That'll be perfect for Homestead. Exactly what we need. Let's go ahead and simulate and see what we get. Finish 18th. Okay, not terrible. Certainly better than we've done on a lot of occasions here in the series. $321,284. Very nice, plus 118 fans. All very good news. That put us up to $32.5 million. Plus we got the contract payout, only $971, but we will take it. Let's see, Harrison Burton, not too happy with us. We'll apologize to him, make sure we stay in his good graces. Now we'll move on to the Xfinity Series race. We'll go, top 20. That's the best I think we can hope for of those three options. Go ahead and prepare for that race. And let's see, we'll choose Speedway chassis number 1, although chassis number 2 is also in pretty good shape. Okay, we'll get our engine, aero, and finally the suspension all set. And then we'll do the same thing for the other Speedway chassis, which we'll use at Daytona for next season. All right, there we go. So that will take care of those options. So work is done. And bay number 1, 95, 90, and 90. That was good enough to, last season, when we were actually running the Xfinity races, that was good enough to win us a championship. So let's see what it does whenever we simulate. 22nd position. Okay, not exactly what I was hoping for there, but the money is good, $462,192, plus an additional 4,083 fans. So nothing to laugh at there. We didn't meet our incentive contract. And Ryan Sieg is very happy with us. You can see his friend marker is all the way to the right. Okay, we'll exit out of that. And now it's time for the Cup race. We should get quite a bit of money out of this one. Of course, There's no preparation to be done because right now we're driving for someone else. So let's see what we get. We're going to simulate 18th. Okay, so about where we are in the points. But the biggest thing, of course, is the $764,000 that we're going to get. And then also look at those fans, 207,000. Wow. That is a huge number. And of course, the more fans we have, the more money we get from our merchandise sales. So all of this just keeps compounding on itself. And we're going to end the season plus another 40,000. Wow, we got all of that. So let's see what kind of messages we've got now.
Congratulations. That was a great rookie season.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stenhouse.
Hey, you had a fantastic rookie season. I'm excited to see what you can do next year.
All right, so Paul Menard, you can see he is slightly on the friend side of the spectrum. So let's see if we can't move him a little farther along. Chris Buescher, oh, he's already there. We're best friends. I bet we're going camping with Chris Buescher, no doubt. All right, now that the season is over, it's time to take a look at our contracts and sign with the team for next year. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and accept. Which series will we be participating in? Let's go ahead and participate in only the top 2 series. Okay, we'll take care of that. Let me know if you'd like to race in the Monster Energy Cup Series on someone else's team or your own. Well, he should know the answer to this by now. We want to start our own team. And this time we actually have enough money to do so. We need to register a name and a logo, which is $500,000. That's a lot for a name and logo. We better have a great logo that somebody designed for us for that kind of money. All right, we're going to stick with the Steel Forge Racing. No reason to change that. All right, so some sponsorship. Let's see what we've got. And once again, this is just huge. I mean, look at the Toyota deal. I don't understand why they're not a lot closer to one another. I mean, this makes the Ford deal just completely unappealing. I mean, if you look here at the Chevy deal, now that is not bad at all. That's really good. But then you look at the Toyota, that also looks really good. So all of this, you know, you could feasibly go either direction between Chevy and Toyota. I'm going to go with Toyota simply for the higher per race payout. But yeah, either one of those are good, but Ford is just out to lunch. They are nowhere close to where they need to be. We'll sign with Toyota for this season. Who knows? Maybe we will move things around a little bit the next season and swap manufacturers. All right, we're going to start out with, we've got enough money. They each cost $4 million, which is an astronomical amount of money for most of us, but we have quite a bit of money right now in the bank. So I'm going to go ahead and get, let's see, how do we want to do that? I guess 2 Speedway chassis is probably the best way to go about it. Let's go ahead and hire some people. As usual, we don't want to hire anybody with any existing skills. Okay, let's look at the car, and it should match pretty closely what I've already painted. It does not. So we're going to have to adjust this a little bit. Let's see. We're going to go from that color to, how about this fluorescent green? Okay, I kind of like that. I like that. We're going to leave the red and the black on there for now. Let's look at these rim styles. I'm not really feeling any of these. I do, however, let's go back to the very beginning. I kind of like that red bordering there. I kind of like that. Let's go with that. So let's go ahead and save that paint job. There we go. Continue on. And now we've got our one beautiful cup car in the garage. And of course, that's not all we want. We want multiple because we've still got $29.7 million and we intend to use it. All right, let's go ahead and purchase another chassis. We're going to purchase one more chassis, and for now, it's going to be another Speedway chassis. Let's see. Oh, it's 6.1 million this time. Wow, that's okay. Not sure why an additional one would cost that much more money, but hey, we'll go with it. All right, now let's improve our equipment, and let's see how much this is going to cost. Oh, that's nothing like what we've been dealing with before. Okay, and by before I mean the price of the chassis themselves. Okay, this will get us up to 80. I'm sort of holding off on doing a whole lot with the suspension. We'll go up to 80, but I'm kind of holding off on that for now. Let's see, if we go up to 90, that's 7.3 million. That's still really good. I mean, we've got plenty of money for that. That'll get us to 90, 90, and 80. Let's do that. Let's start off there. Okay, let's go to employees because, all right, first of all, we need to train. And Eddie, you are going to be an engine guy. Let's get you trained, 165,000. Drop in the bucket for our budget right now. Let's hire someone else. And Rachel, you are, let's see, what else do we have? Oh, wow, look at how much money this guy costs for Aero. Let's go ahead. Rachel, we're going to make you... We're going to hire you and then train you on Aero as well. So that'll give us engine and Aero, 10 on each. Let's hire a new employee. And now we're going to have to start getting into some of these unless we want to wait a little while before hiring them. And that's no fun. So let's go ahead and take care of this now. We'll hire Chris. And we will make him our second engine guy. 10 should be enough for him right now. And can we get rid of these? I would love the ability to get rid of his Aero knowledge and add it to the engine. That would be wonderful. Okay, and let's hire one more additional employee. And Frankie Mercer should work out good. Carlos, you're just way too expensive for what you've got. Way too expensive for that. So let's go ahead and get Frankie. And we're going to train you on Aero 10 as well. So that'll get us up to our 90 over the course of 2 races, of course. All right, so I think we've done everything we need to do for now. I'm kind of interested to see purchasing a chassis. The next one we purchase is going to be, okay, it's going to be $7.1 million. So quite a bit more in that respect. And in fact, let's see. Yeah, we've got plenty of money to do this. I was expecting it to be a little bit more. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and get a short track. I'm going to skip by the super speedway right now. Let's go ahead with a short track chassis. And we are getting much farther along than I expected. Okay, employees. Let's go ahead and hire at least one more. We need a suspension person. And, oh, that's no good at all. That is just no good whatsoever. Okay, we don't want him. We don't want him. I don't need another Aero guy, and I'm not paying $457,000 for that. No way. He is not worth that. So we'll back out of there, and we'll stick with what we've got for right now. And then after we come back in the next race, we'll look at hiring some additional employees. So let's go ahead and hook up our Speedway chassis. This is the one we'll use at Daytona and take that penalty on it. All right, I tell you what, no, we're not going to mess with the suspension. Instead, we're going to stick with what we've got on the engine and the Aero. So that should have us in pretty good shape come Atlanta when we're ready for that second race. All right, everything looks to be all set. All right, do we want to race in the Xfinity Series on someone else's team or our own? Of course, we want to do our own. And let's take a look at the sponsors. Let's go ahead and keep it all in the family and go Toyota here as well. We might as well. Although, as I mentioned, in the future, that is likely to change. I'll probably move around manufacturers a little bit, particularly going forward. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the paint scheme here since we'll be simulating all these races. All right, looks like it's time to assign work on these cards. You can see bay number 2 is already set and ready to go. So let's get busy on these other chassis and get them as far along as we can. And there we go. All right, everything is all set. Start that work. Excellent. All right, so let's make sure I got this right. You'll be racing in the Monster Energy Series and Xfinity while skipping the rest. Excellent. That is exactly what we want. Please continue and accept that. And it is time to simulate Daytona. So let's go next race. And we'll go, wow, this is, okay, we'll have to go 2 top 15s here. And let's simulate and see what we get. All right, I tell you what, let's just go ahead and use this. This one's already ready to go. We'll use it at Atlanta. So we'll go ahead and use this one at Daytona. And our finish is 24th. Okay, so about midfield. $656,000. I like it. Plus 3,900 fans. Yes, please. Oh, we got some feedback here. We're not going to worry too much about these guys. Apparently, we did a terrible job of driving at Daytona in Xfinity. All right, let's see. Two top 10s. Do we think we can get 2 top 10s at Atlanta and Vegas? Yeah, let's go for it. That is a huge payout, and we're going to try for it. I think we're actually going to be in good shape with as much money as we brought to the table. We got a huge purse coming up for Daytona, $1.6 million for this race. Of course, we're not going to have the greatest car here because we're going to have to take that penalty. Plus, we only had 1 week to work on the car. But hey, I'm excited. Let's head to Daytona. All right, folks, so things didn't turn out exactly the way I was hoping. So here's what happened. Last I left you guys, we were ready to head to Daytona, and that is exactly what I did. I filmed the first 2 segments of the race, or at least parts of those segments. So in the first segment on lap 2, we got ran over in the middle of the corner running last, or I guess next to last. And so we got spun out coming off of turn 2. We lost the draft. So I stopped the recording there and then brought you guys back for the start of stage number 2. Well, the start of stage number 2, we couldn't even keep up with the draft. Then we got involved in another wreck when a caution flag came out. And of course, that's when the game takes control of your car and you can't steer. And we drove right into the wreck. And just plowed through there. So went through all of that, restarted the race, not restarted it overall, but had the restart after the caution flag. And then once again, we just couldn't hang with even the back of the field. So I decided it just wasn't worth it. It's not going to be a good video for you guys to watch with us running around on the track by ourselves. So we'll just wait and we'll try to run the July race at Daytona. And then hopefully even before that, we'll have a good car for Talladega maybe. And we can at least keep up with the pack a little bit better than what we were able to do there. So we're just going to call that a lost race. And because there's no option to forfeit the remainder of the race while you're there, I decided to just back out and we'll come in and we'll just simulate the race and see what kind of results we get doing that. So not what I wanted to do to start out our first real Cup season, but I think this is the best for everyone involved. Again, you can see our chassis is minimal at best, 76, 76, and 70. So we'll go ahead and let this thing go. Okay, 32nd place. That's actually better than what we were going to get. So a little over $1 million. Hey, we always like that. And then 72,000 more fans. That much we will take. That puts us back over the $10 million mark, which is always a good thing. And a message from Reed Sorensen. From what I saw, Neil Pittler raced a clean race at Daytona. Thank you very much, Reed. I remember when Reed Sorensen came into NASCAR and particularly into the Cup Series, such high hopes were placed and high demands were placed upon him that unfortunately were very unrealistic for him. But still, he's made a great career out of it. He's still in it and making some nice money, I would imagine, compared to some other things you can be doing with your life. So now it is going to be time for Atlanta, but we're going to hold that off until our next video. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as next time, hopefully, we'll be able to run Atlanta.